看来又出现了新的变数。在这世间行走，身份多一点才便利。需要我帮你捏造一些吗？
Oh, whoops. Hey, what's up, Nihita? How are you doing? Right now I'm just eating everything here. Literally just woke up an hour ago. So I didn't even really eat, so I'm just eating a granola bar and having some water with it. How are you doing though? Pain. What do you mean pain? What happened? What happened? Did you like lose your 50-50 or something? Actually, hold up. Let me go back to Inazuma and farm this boss.
刺眼的阳光，好烦人呢。这样一来，我可没法打盹。
Okay. Say no more. Say no more. I have a little sister. She tells me about it all the time. Although not anymore now, since she went off to college. So, but for the most part, before she left, yeah, she was telling me all about it.
此即智慧之殿堂。
你很疼。
等下有点痛啊。
But yeah, hopefully you feel better soon.
变数无痕。
风共鱼行，塔风震克。
Yeah, if you're wondering about the dialogue, I changed it to Chinese since I don't listen to it too often. So that's why you're hearing Chinese if you're wondering. Oh my gosh. It didn't register. But yeah, what brought you here early? Because I actually started late. Normally I start a lot earlier, but because I was up to 2 a.m. last night reading something, I woke up late. So, which is why I'm streaming now. I mean, technically this is usually my usual time that I have listed. But I tend to like to stream earlier most of the time. But not this time though, not this time. Go back to Sumeru, do my dailies. Which one can I do without being haggled? Okay, cool. This one should be easier. That's what I can do with these guys. Yeah, that sounds so different. Leave it to me. Sure. Pray silently to the gender archon. If you won't listen to a word I say, if I don't say that, just do as I instructed, alright? Please come back once the delivery is done. I will have the payment ready for you. Doing main quests to SU and trials on one of my Honkai server accounts. What's up? What's SU? Here's your medicine. Remember to pray quietly to the gender archon. Thanks. Pray quietly to the gender archon. Yes, I must do that. But there are so many weeds in the field. If I keep doing nothing, it's going to affect the yield. I'll just deal with the weeds first, then do my silent prayers when I finish. Hey, welcome to the stream, Happy. How are you doing? Right now, we're just doing our dailies and elite bosses as usual. Getting the essential materials for everybody little by little. Hold up, let me munch on my granola. The granola bar.
你好，请问有什么需要帮助的吗？
还差这些就全都记录好了。
Hey, before you say that leak, just to clarify, was the leak from a random user account, or was it from Hoyo Labs' official account? Because if it's from a random user account, definitely don't mention it, since that's an illegal disclosure. But if it's from Hoyo Labs' official account, then you're all clear. So just to clarify what you mean by that. Because like their leaks can still happen on their official sites, but it's from like random users. But if it's from like the actual Hoyoverse account for Star Rail or Genshin, then that's alright. Random user account. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you're gonna talk about the leak or anything, but since that's from a random user account, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, that's why I just wanted to clarify it first. Because some people get confused how illegal disclosures work. So are you the type that doesn't like to get spoiled, or were you just looking for leaks? 'Cause it looks like you don't like to get spoiled, right? Oh look, another puzzle I haven't done. And this is in the middle of Vasuda Field. What the heck? Yeah, what the heck? I was looking for percents to do in this area, and I've never seen that puzzle right there at the bottom. Complete the challenge by protecting the Lee Line monolith. No, might as well use Aimiko. I don't use her too often. Actually, let me switch place. And then use her weapon. Yo, what is up? What is up? I'm doing great. Just woke up this morning. Took a shower. Eating granola bar as breakfast since I am pretty behind schedule from when I normally stream. But all is good. We're just doing our dailies and farming our elite bosses.
真同信息。
And right now I'm also trying out the Chinese dialogue for Genshin. I mean, that is the official one, I guess, technically. Which is why I'm trying it out. How are you doing though? Alright, so we go all the way. Wait, did I just level up? Oh wait, no, I didn't. Okay. I was thinking I used my other characters when I level them up over here. I didn't, so that's good. I don't like granola bars. Yeah, the ones I'm eating is from Nature Valley. I mean, to me, I think they taste good. But they are very, very dry, which is why I like to have them with water. Oh.
书记官的工作很简单，
They're a
我
nice
就是
quick
因此
like
才做了这个职位。
snack, especially if you have it with water. At least for me. Other like my mom, she can't stand it. To me, I'm like, it's whatever. I'm not really that picky. As long as it doesn't taste like horrendous or anything, I'm like all good. Not that it tastes bad or anything. I like it. But that's just a preference, I guess, for most people.
收。
起克踏，云野夜明，
捉的。
蔓延吧，此即智慧之殿堂。
Are you serious? So because the enemy was a fuse of Dendro, it didn't swirl anything. I should have done water first.
丝线交织，收。九恶，
Alright, where?
别来碍事。捉的。
等下有点痛啊！来我家做客吧。
Hey, welcome to the stream, Bisco.
起克，
If I sound tired, guys, it's because I woke up like an hour ago,
你很疼。
and I'm still kind of like waking up. Because normally I wake up a lot earlier, but because I was reading something up until like 2 a.m. last night, I'm rested now, but like I didn't do all the normal things I do when I wake up. I just did the important things, which is shower. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I just showered. All right, not too bad. It's not a high roll for crit damage, but it isn't like the low roll either. But for the crit rate, that is a high roll. So if this rolls well, this could be pretty good, maybe. Let's see. I'm doing good. My best is Chi healer. Like your best character or your best healer. Because I think I wasn't sure if you were just clarifying that she's a healer or if she was your best healer. And then you said, woke up an hour ago too, though. We're in the same boat. Nice, nice. So managed to do it before 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that's what I'm glad about. Complete the mushroom knocking challenge. Okay, so this one I can use the other two. I like to use these two only when there's no character experience involved.
强敌何在？
I woke up 2 hours, my best healer. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think my best healer, right before, Actually, yeah, I think my best healer was Barbara when I first started. Mainly because I got her to C6 right away as well. I don't know. There was a lot of things that gave you consolations for Barbara. On top of me just getting lucky with her, I guess, when I was first starting out. And then my second best, not second best, but my next best, I transitioned to using Diona. With her, I definitely paid to get her to C6 for sure, because like I was tired of using Barbara, because like her biggest weakness is when she deals with cryo enemies. I mean, she gets frozen. She freezes her team constantly. It sucks, especially when Dragon Spine came out. That sucked. So I then just like switched to Diona, and then now I use Kokimi. Finally downloaded Star Rail yesterday. Nice. You just want to try it out or what? What the heck? My buttons weren't registering for a second. Alright. Vine Collector. Hey, welcome to the stream, Axel. Right now, we're just doing dailies and elite bosses, and then we're gonna go back to exploring this region. Yeah, let's try it out. Made a point to do it during Blaze Banner though, because I really want him. Yeah, Blaze is pretty cool, but don't worry if you don't get him. There's probably gonna be a rerun. I'm playing it free to play, sort of free to play. Like I'm buying the battle passes and welcome moons, so it's not completely free to play, but it's whatever. I'm not gonna be spending money on top ups anymore, unless they renew the top up bonuses. So other than that, probably not going to spend money on it anymore. Other than the battle passes and the $5 pass. Alright. What was I gonna do? I'm gonna do something. Trying to remember. Oh, that's right. I was gonna do the fight the boss over here. So gotta do it 2 more times. By the way, what were you saying? I'm trying to get her. See, you're trying to get Diona? Is that what you're saying, Shadow Reaper?
最近乱七八糟的申请表有点多，都驳回吧。
Alright, let's switch this to these two.
做些什么好呢？
I mean, it doesn't really matter. By the way, today's the last day for the raffle, right? Let me just look at the dates. Hold up. Calendar. Oh no. Tomorrow is the last day, guys. Okay. I thought today was the last day. But yeah. Tomorrow is the last day for the Welkin raffles. Remember guys, that you do have a chance to win it regardless of the amount of tickets you have. Having more tickets does help increase the chance of you winning. But if you have at least 1 raffle ticket when you enter, there is still a chance for you to win. Even if other people have like 10 or 15 of them or 100. There's always that off chance that you might win. So if you guys want to give it a try, go ahead. If you missed your chance here, don't worry. I'm gonna hold another one next month, as usual. So, just wanted to put that out there. No, your best healer. Oh, Kokimi. Yeah, Kokimi is pretty cool.
也很疼。
鱼形踏风，
好好站稳了，皮雷，服从。
此即智慧之殿堂，蔓延吧。
中场收工，收。
Where the heck is it? What was it? I wasn't even paying attention. It's the octopus guy. Okay.
也很疼。好，别来碍事。
记住你了。
Imagine losing on 10 tickets. That would be unfortunate. Yeah, this is it would be unfortunate, but it's the only way I can make it fair to people who live in different time zones. Alright, cool. Let's go back to Sumeru to collect my daily commissions. Hey, what's up, EC Airmiss? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. These guys back.
都给本大爷让道！
向着星辰与深渊，欢迎来到冒险家协会。
Hi, I'm good, and you? I am doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I just woke up, took a shower, eating some granola bar, and while I'm streaming, so I'm doing great. Right now, we're just about to finish our what do you call it? Our elite bosses. Wait, hold up. I gotta exchange my commission first.
向着星辰与深渊，欢迎来到冒险家协会。
Why didn't I see that before? See what before?
感谢你完成了今天的委托，这是给你的奖励。向着星辰与深渊，欢迎来到冒险家协会。
Dispatch. See you. Alright, now let me look at the map. Is that enough time? Yep. One more time and then I'm done for today. That you were live, I was sleeping. Okay, okay. Well, glad you can make it. Glad you can make it.
不必心急。
So I'm assuming you're subscribed? I can hear your chat and it's not even making noise while you yelling so much. The caps locks.
不必心急。
I kind of want to make a complaint. A complaint about what? What happened?
抓到了，
云野，夜明七，踏。
解厄。
等下有点痛哦。呀，来我家做客吧。
也很疼。真是交织。
往返自然。
Wait, I can avoid that just by just playing
好
the
站
air.
稳了，皮雷，服从。
Yo, Arukubox, do the crates expire after every month? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Otherwise, people can just hoard them and just save it for the next, next giveaway I do.
抓到了，
So that's why I encourage you guys to don't save anything. But if you guys want to save it just to be on the leaderboard for something, I don't know. You guys can do that. Some people are interested in just like gathering fates for no reason.
捉到
However, you guys want to play the
眼顺如虹，
play in the stream, it's up to you guys.
共鱼行，插风，插。
Why do I have to choose a side in this? This hunt versus Abundance War and Lufo. Oh, and Hawkeye Serial? I got no clue. You want immortality and power, Nihita? You thinking about more power? Alright, hold up. Let me just... Actually, did I even do my weeklies for TCG? I don't even remember. Hold up, guys. Let me check this. Today I met the most wholesome Genshin player ever. Those are always nice encounters. I think my favorite encounters in Genshin are probably new players. New players, they're so full of life. Not that I'm not full of life. I'm just like, you know, tired. But it's always cool seeing new players getting excited about all the little things that, you know, you'd get excited for when you first start Genshin. If that makes sense. Alright, so this one. Yeah, this is still the same month. Let's go to Inazuma. Not Inazuma, Sumeru. Bisco, there's a cooldown. Oh wait, I forgot about that. Do you do reviews? If I'm in the North American, yeah. If you're in, not if I'm in North America. I meant if you're in the North American server, then I can do quick reviews. Normally I don't at the moment. I used to, although I stopped doing it because I don't know, sitting through 2 hours not playing Genshin, can be pretty boring, guys. Like I don't mind reviewing stuff, but then when you do a whole stream on just like reviewing things, I kind of get bored. Not that I get bored if you guys is, you know, showcase it. It's just that like I like playing things, you know. That's the whole thing. That's the whole reason why I'm streaming. Oh, whoops. Can you judge me as a whale? Oh, you're a whale? All right, cool. So you're in the North American server. Cool. How do I do? Did I look through you for friends or something? Like, let's see. Oh, I can do it by co-op mode, right? How do I do that? Enter UID. You are 616 American server, so 285 802 802. All right, enter. Search. What? 616 285 802. Oh, you're not online. That's why. You have to be online. Just letting you guys know. Ugh. Okay. Enter UID 616 285 285 802 802. Search. All right. So you're a whale? Or were you saying I'm a whale? All right. First, let's look at your weapons. R5. Dang. And you're not exactly an old player either. You're fair. From what I'm saying, you look fairly new. Looking at your UID. Constellation C6. Dang. I do have C6 character too, which is Raiden. But I only have R2 for a weapon. And then the fact that you have R5 for her weapon is pretty insane. Because I already know how much money that is, okay? And then for Kaza, Ziffos me like okay, so this may not be a 5-star, guys, but getting this at R5 is still pretty impressive because this is a limited time weapon. You can't just wish for this weapon on like standard banner or whatever. This is a limited time weapon that you can only do on limited time banners. So the fact that he has it at R5 is like insane. And then for Kaza, C0. Alright. Interesting. And then for Candace, C6. Although she has been out for a while, so I'm not really sure if he got lucky or if he spent a lot of money. Because I feel like she's been out quite a bit. So not really too sure. And then for this one. So this one, I'm not really too sure if he was purposely wishing for this weapon or not. Because this weapon is also obtainable in standard wishing. But still, R4, pretty whack. I think my only weapon that could possibly be at R4 is my Aquileo Favonia, which is also a standard weapon. But the fact that he hasn't been playing since the very beginning of Genshin, I'm assuming you spent a lot of money to get this. And then, oh my gosh, and then you also have R4 Primordial Jade Cutter. I believe this is this a standard weapon? I'm not sure if this is a limited time weapon or a standard weapon, but because it, I don't know, it looks similar to this. That's why I'm asking. But I'm assuming it's limited time. This should be Kachin's weapon, right? And he also has R4. And then for Constellation, C6. Of course, talents, Triple Crown. Also, did I even look at the towns? That's right, I didn't even look at the towns. Triple Crown for Yaimiko. Not for Kaza. That's interesting. Actually, Kaza, like, that's a lot. I mean, granted, you don't need his other talents in terms of like support damage, but that's interesting. And then Candace, she's almost Triple Crown. Not quite because her basic has that level 9 still. But everything else is crown. And then Jean, she's Triple Crown. She's not Triple Crown, but her elemental skill and versus, which means that she's probably C6, right? C6 too. Ay ay ay. Ay ay ay. And then weapons, R5. Ay ay, sheesh, man. Sheesh. Oy ay ay. Crazy. All I gotta say is that you must really love this game, right? And then for Nihida, you also have your C6, but not Triple Crown. Looks like you're still working on her basic attack and her burst. But I guess with Nihida, her basic attack doesn't really matter too much. But her all schemes and does matter if you're looking for damage. And then as far as weapons go, you also have her weapon at R5 as well. And then you also have this other limited time 4-star weapon at R5 as well. Yelan, R4, but that's not her signature weapon. That's Elegy for the End. That's Venti's signature weapon. So a really good support weapon, but I wouldn't say it's the best weapon for her specifically. But she's at C0, so. And then talent 688. All I gotta say is that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. Ay ay ay. Ay ay ay.
读书并不会让人
Wait,
变聪明。
wait. Yeah.
看看教练院里
See,
的那
like
些家
the
伙就
only
知
the
道
only thing I spend a lot of money on is her, and I don't even have her weapon at RT. So that's why I know how much money you spend. That's pretty crazy. Yelan has EM build. Oh, okay. So you built Yelan specifically for EM. Is it for the Vaporize? Yeah, EM Yelan build. Are you building her just for the Vaporize effect? Yeah, with R4, right? How much damage does she do? Or is she just there to proc the cores, dendro cores from the heater or something? Elon build? Yeah, that's an interesting build for sure. Yeah, we were just judging you specifically by whale status, and as a small whale, as a small calf whale, you're a big whale. You didn't see my crit ratios. Hey, I was just judging you by your constellations as a whale. Like your builds. All right, fine. I'll look at your crit ratios then. Hold up, let me enter it again. 616, 616. Was it 285? And then what was wrong? Was it? I don't even remember what the last digits were. Let me look at it again. All right, let's look at the last digits. 802. So I was right. Okay, 802. 802. Let's do search. View details. All right, let's look at your builds then. So your crit ratio for Yaimiko. Okay, so you actually play the game. You actually play the game. You actually have a good build for her, which I don't see too much for whale people. Like usually for whale people, they just like getting constellations and then they get like a decent build. Not a super crazy build, but like a decent build. And you also went for Gilded Dreams. I actually never seen Gilded Dreams on Yaimiko before, because obviously when she first came out, Gilded Dreams was not a thing. So I'm not sure if this is her best thing. But considering she does technically scale off of Elemental Mastery, I mean, it makes sense. And then for Kaza, doesn't look like you built him for crit damage as a DPS, but obviously as a support, looking at his Elemental Mastery, 1000. Although you are still working on his talents, so I'm assuming you're just not finished with him yet. Although probably the most impressive thing is definitely the R5 Xiphos Moonlight. As artifacts go, you had the Viridescent Veneer. Good set, best set for Kaza probably. And then for Candace, it looks like you're trying to maximize her HP and damage. Yeah, it looks like you're trying to like max out her damage as much as possible. Because like I do know she scales off of HP, and then obviously she does hydro damage with her counter skill. So I'm assuming that's what you're trying to go for. And then Constellation goes C6. Attributes 57, 165. Pretty good. Could be better. But the fact that she has C6, that should be way more than enough for her. Gene. For artifacts, you had the Vertisan set as well. And let's see. Oh yeah, you built her as an animal DPS. Look at that, 93% crit rate. And I'm assuming, yeah, from the Primordial Jade Cutter, that's helping a whole lot, obviously. 44% crit rate. So of course you're gonna have that high crit rate for Gene. And then for crit damage, 183, pretty standard. Now for Nilo. So for Nilo, right, I'm very surprised that you have her at 67,000 HP, because 67,000 HP is a lot, but not as much as I would have thought. Okay. So never mind. So your HP will definitely be higher, because I was looking at the skill. HP increased by 40% when an elemental skill hits an opponent. So what is your max HP when you hit an opponent? Because I don't think it shows it right off the bat. Also, those are the teams I 36 start with. I believe you. Hold on, let me chew. Yeah, Needle crit will only show on a few. Yeah, I thought so. What the heck? Damn, you're actually building her for damage. I mean, it makes sense, especially since you have her C6 and R5. Hold up, let me close my door. I forgot to close it. All right, it's closed now. Her C6 gets 30 to 60 on top of what you see. Yeah, I was thinking that. So what's your max HP? 80,000, 90,000, 100,000? Come on, give me the numbers. Give me the numbers. 67k is the max HP? Are you serious? I didn't know there was a cap on HP. I'm gonna munch on my chocolate too. Glad I inspired you. Alright, let's move on to Nihita. For crit rate, 49%, 180% crit damage. That's insanely high, especially since she doesn't have any like her base ascension stats don't give her any crit rate or crit damage. Neither does her signature weapon, which obviously does elemental mastery instead. So the fact that he got it to 4986 is really good. And just remember, guys, with Nihita specifically, she also gets like a bonus amount too. It's hard to see it, but I think one of her talents, she gets like 24% more crit rate or something, on top of like 80% bonus damage. Not crit damage, it's like bonus damage. So there's also to consider too. Because like whatever you're seeing here isn't Nihita's true crit rate. Like just add like a little bit more crit, like 24% more crit rate or something. I forgot what the percentage was since I can't select it. Like for talents, when I'm looking at people, I can't look at the skills, which is kind of weird. But yeah. Anyways, also thank you for subscribing. Was it Cat? Sorry if I said that wrong. Cry Karma gives 24% crit rate. Yeah, it gives 24% crit rate and then like 80% bonus damage or something. Cry Karma is her passive. Yeah, like I can't show you, but you know it does. So, like this Nihita is probably hitting like 60,000 or 70,000 with Hyper Bloom or something. Probably somewhere around there. And for reference, my Nihita, actually she can hit 60,000. Never mind. Yeah, you probably are hitting 80,000, huh? Yeah, about 70 to 80,000, right? How much are you hitting with her all schemes to know? All schemes to know. How much are you hitting? Hold up. I just exited out by accident. Also, thank you for subscribing, Scoop NYG. And then for Baiju, looks, yeah, you said, yeah, you don't have any constellations for him, but you are working on it. Shut up, Paimon. Be nice to Paimon. She's been with us since the very beginning. She's our bestest travel companion, guys. Oh yeah, I just noticed that you don't even have a set complete either. It looks like you're just prioritizing. Actually, I don't even know what you're prioritizing. Baiju? By who? By who? Yeah, what does this even do? The following effect will trigger every 10 seconds. The equipping character will gain 48% of their elemental mastery as bonus attack for 12 seconds. Now, from looking at it, it looks like you are building elemental mastery. Looks like he's a work in progress. So Bloom 90k and 90k from auto attack. Oh wow, yeah, that's 10,000 more than what I thought. Yeah, that must be from the 80% bonus damage, huh? From her what do you call it? Her thing. I definitely know that her her first 2 constellations help a whole lot with damage, especially C6. Especially C6. C6 is pretty whack. And then your last one is Yelan, right? You said you built her for Elemental Mastery. 931. You weren't lying. And then the fact that you said you're using these 2 teams, it looks like your first team is... I mean, it looks like your first team is... I'm not sure how you're doing your team, but I'm assuming you're going from like the top is your first team, second is your second team, the second row. That's the only thing I can think of, right? Because a lot of like Jean, she's like a freaking, she's a DPS. Yaimika, she's a DPS. Also Candace, she's a DPS. Also, like, actually, how do you even survive? Oh, that's right, Jean. I forgot. Heals, of course. And then I just noticed your Baiju is at 80. Elon is the EM bot on the team. Her EM goes to 1,700. Nice. You're gonna someday get LG of the N to R5. Artifacts. Yep. This is a yeah, this is definitely definitely an EM build for sure. And it looks like the equipment character bloom, hyper bloom version of reaction there. Yep. So she's the one that procs them, huh? Oh, they must be good. I want to see for real. Yeah, that's insane build. That's an insane build. Never seen people build Yelan as the Dendro Proctor for a team. There's usually like electro characters that they do it for like Hyper Bloom, but it looks like because you have Nihida, that doesn't really matter. Because with not Nihida, with Nilo is what I meant to say. With Nilo, you don't have to worry about that because Nilo is basically Hyper Bloom, but just strictly Hydro and Dendro. So that's why they're able to get away with that. If you guys are wondering. First team is Electro Charge with Animal Resonance, Candace infuses Kaza, and Jean Sword of Hydro. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, that second team, the reason why they're able to build Yelan of EM is because of really because of Nilo. With Nilo, the team is pretty much a Hyper Bloom, but not Hyper Bloom. Can you judge my builds? Yeah, if you're in the North American, right? I guess we're just reviewing stuff, huh? Alright. Who's next in line? I could have sworn, like, who was next? It was either Axel or Shadowed. Somebody was saying something. But yeah, what got you into Genshin, Scoop NYG? What is your reason for playing Genshin? My reason is because I played, what do you call it? Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda. And I've been looking at Genshin like a year before they released, and that's how I got into Genshin. But it looks like for you that wasn't the case since you came much later. At least according to your UID. Noticing a lot of builds use EM. Every time I show a build, I get, why no EM? Why no EM? Yeah, I built Hyper Bloom. So, like, for... What do you call it? Where the frick is my... Where's my cookie? I need to make a Hyper Bloom thing, too, for Raiden, too. Because she's really strong. Yeah, my EM is actually pretty garbage. I think I can get a little bit higher if I use Kaza's weapon too, but it's like whatever. Yeah, it's not even that high. I guess the real damage buff is basically is from the skill of the weapon. What the heck? I played from the beginning. I gave my first account to my son. To your son? Dang. What did your first account have? Hold up, let me chew on something. I made a lot of mistakes on the first account and started another one, and my reason is love of anime. Oh my gosh. You gave your son the crap account. Here, son, this is my present to you. And then, like, in reality, yeah, it's my crap account, son. Oh my gosh. Nah, it's probably so strong either way. But it just takes a lot of time to, like, recover from the mistakes, I'm assuming. What did you do? Like, spend all your resin right away? I sent my UID. Oh, you did? Where's your UID? That is my code. Hold up. That is my code. Yeah, I don't see your code. I think you might have to send your code like this. Yeah, I don't see your code. You might have to send your code like this or something, like add slashes or something. You might have to do that, or just do it in threes like this, you know? Oh, well, the third one was supposed to be 3 zeros, but you get the point. So, try to send your UID through that. Oh, you helped me out, Luke Rosin. Thank you. Check mine later. What is oh yeah, I think you're, you know, I can probably check yours right now since I don't have anybody else's. Yeah, because I think you're like, where the frick are you? I think because I could have sworn that you sent a friend request unless you change your name. Oh yeah, there you are. There you are. Let's go check your information. We'll do a solid review, guys, since we have their UID. All right, and then it looks like you have your UID, so let me just copy that. Shadow Reaper, and then I'll do yours right after. Hold up. Let me just copy yours really quick. Paste it. Okay, I have it pasted, so now I can do yours right after Solid, since we already... Wait, account reviews? Yeah, I guess we're doing account reviews. But it's mainly for people who are in the NA server, just letting you guys know. Because I don't feel like pulling up the site and everything, because I had to, like, transition the windows and whatnot. And open up the internet browser. So that's why we're just doing just North American for right now. Anyways. So are we reviewing everything, or are we reviewing So what are we reviewing? Let me ask you. Are we reviewing all your characters? Or just like a few? Because I know some people only want me to look at like maybe like one or two. Some people want me to look at the whole showcase. Alright, Saleh. What is it you want me to look at? Do you mind so we can laugh at my bad builds? Oh my gosh, guys, at this rate, I might have to open up a queue. Alright, you there, Saleh? If you're not there, then I'll probably just look at everything. We'll just look at everything. Anyways, for John Lee, for talents, they're 5, 8, 10. Not triple crown, but their burst is maxed out. Constellation C0. Artifacts, they had tenacity of the bow, 2 Ps, and ER 2 Ps. Not as a support, right, or as a shielder, right? Because like John Lee's mainly like, what do you call it? Yeah, he's mainly like a support shield. kind of character. So most people would get tenacity of the myth, but they may have not had the best artifacts, which is part of why they went 2-piece, 2-piece. So we'll see. Are you here? Nice, nice. And then, as far as crit rate, crit damage goes, they got 52, 225 crit damage. So just from looking at that, it looks like they prioritize stats, which makes sense. And then to reach those numbers, they have Staff of Homa, R1. And then this is their set. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at the stats. Hold up. Oh, I can't switch it like oh, okay, I gotta switch it like this. Okay. Crit rate, crit damage, 6%, 20%. HP. Oh, it's not Geo. Okay, so I guess you are focusing on support in a way. Because most people, if they're trying to max out his damage, they'll go for like Geo %. And then like, oh, okay. So you're going for crit damage. I guess you're trying to go for both. He's like shield and damage. Although if you're going strictly for damage, I probably would just go Geo. But I'm assuming this is you chose this one because it had the best substats. Because those are some really good substats. Especially a lot of it going to crit rate. So that added up to 13%, 8% crit rate. And then for the circlet, you do have a crit rate for the subset, but it doesn't look like it went a lot into it. Mostly into HP or defense, which isn't bad. But if you're focused on damage, definitely the crit rate would have helped a whole lot. Or HP. And then for the flower, it looks like your best flower was this one, which is 13% crit rate, which is a lot of crit rate. It just sucks that a lot of the other subsets weren't that useful. But all of it pretty much went to crit rate from what I saw, except for like one time into energy recharge and one time into defense. That circlet isn't his. I swapped it. Oh, okay. Will we ever get alloy constellations? Probably never. They swept alloy under the rug. They don't care about her. The fact that we get any mail from her in the game is actually kind of interesting. Anyways, for your write-in, we have 1084. It looks like you like to max out the burst right away, at least from looking at these two. Anyways, for write-in, you have her burst at 10 maxed out, her EM at 8, base attack at 4, constellation C0, weapons, the catch at R5. Impressive, because like I don't have the dedication to get R5 the catch. That's why I'd rather spend money to get a Golfin Link. So impressive. Attributes, you have 42, 157, and one more thing to look at, guys, is ER for Raiden, because one of her talents increases her electro damage based on ER, and to have decent electro damage bonuses, you want to have your ER for Raiden from anywhere from 250% to 300%. And theirs is at 280%, which is really good. And then artifacts, it looks like you went with the 4-piece set, which is her best in-slot set. 7% crit damage. Oh, whoops. Clicked on that by accident. 7% crit damage. Energy recharge. Not bad. Could be better. And then this one, crit rate, 6%. All good subsets. I'm assuming you're just trying to look for crit damage, right? Alright, there it is. Wait. Oh, okay. That's a really good main stat ER set. Actually, yeah, that's like really good. 18% crit damage, 7% crit rate, with ER as the main stat for the Sans piece. And then for the goblet, they went with main stack attack for 18% crit rate, 7% crit. Okay, I meant to say 18% crit damage, 7% crit rate. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, guys. I'm just like, I'm still waking up. But for any of you guys wondering why they didn't go for, what do you call it? Electro? damage bonus. With Raiden specifically, there really isn't that much of a difference between electro damage bonus and attack percent with the goblet. Like, it's just whichever has the best subset. So if you guys are wondering about that, that's the reason why. I'm assuming the attack percent had the better subsets from just looking at it at a glance. So that is part of the reason why they chose attack main set instead of electro damage bonus, because they probably didn't have a good electro damage bonus with good subsets, which makes sense. And then for the circlet, they have crit rate at 13%. That's a whole lot. Whenever you're rolling for crit damage main stat circlet, you always want like crit rate as a subset, and preferably almost all of it going to crit rate, which looks to be the case. So they got really lucky on that one. But probably the only thing that could do some work is the flower and the feather, for sure. But other than that, this is a pretty solid writing, especially with it being free to play. Yeah, that's why I meant, cause Axel, I never catch. I never catch. Yeah, me, same. I don't have the patience for that, guys. I don't have the patience to go freaking. Like, I tried to do it at one point, but I'm like, yeah, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. So people that do it are real ones, okay? I'm going to build Raiden again to get better artifacts, but drops have been atrocious. Yeah, no worries. Like, that's why I stopped farming for artifacts, because it's just a waste of time. Especially, like, if you've been doing it for, like, 2 months on end. And then, like, even after all that, you probably still don't even get anything good. Alright, now, further Nihida. Their talent is at 5, 10, 3. It looks like they're just maxing out the damage for all skins and no, which makes sense, because that's what a lot of people do. C0, artifacts, Deepwood Memories, 4-piece set, her best set. And then its weapons goes, they have 1,000 Floating Dreams for signature weapon, really nice. And let's look at their stats. So as far as elemental mastery goes, they have 855, which is really good, because remember guys, when you use her burst, she does get an increase in EM. So that should help capping it out at 1,000 too, to make full use of her talent stats for prior karma purification, which gives her 24% crit rate boost and 80% bonus damage bonus. Not crit damage, but bonus damage, I guess. So whatever you're seeing here, the crit rate, just add 24, and then that's probably the real stat. And then for crit damage, that could be higher. It could be higher, but it's whatever. And then as far as artifacts go, it looks like they went the Star of Flower. They went with attack, EM, energy recharge. It looks like they chose this one because of EM, and none of the substats are really like bad per se, but they could have been better. Like unfortunately, a lot of it didn't go to EM, but it's whatever. And then for their feather, it's actually really good. This one was very split, but a lot of it went to elemental mastery, which is a good thing. Most people would say crit rate, crit damage would be better, but with Nihida, EM it's probably the way to go. Then they got EM main stat. This one they got crit damage 12%. The rest of the substats are like whatever. Oh man. 866 HP. That's a big ouch. Big ouch. And then for the goblet, they went with Dendro damage bonus. With Nihida, like with this Nihida, it's probably okay. It's probably okay. Most people, I would recommend to get Elemental Mastery main set. But the fact that she already has her Elemental Mastery already at 855, the EM might be overkill. So in terms of maxing out Nihida's damage, this is probably passable, I would say. And then they also went with EM main set for the circlet too. I do that as well. And yeah, that's the only reason why they just haven't found any good subsets for crit rate, crit damage, and EM. Those are like the three main stats that people look for when they build Nihida, is first EM, then crit rate, crit damage. So, and they still haven't maxed them out either, so that's all good. And then let's look at this one, Venti. They have all the Archons, by the way. I just noticed that. All the Archons so far. They're mediocre. It is not visible. Then wait for it. As I said before, I haven't got any good artifacts recently. Yeah, no worries, no worries. No worries. Let's see. Now for Venti, let's look at the talents. 876. Oh wow, this one's more balanced than the other ones so far. But nothing max though. That's the only difference. Constellations, C0. Artifacts, not complete from what I'm seeing. So it looks like you're prioritizing stats. I'm currently trying to get better stats for her. Yeah, no worries. I can tell just from looking at a lot of these characters. It looks like were these two characters the main ones you want me to look at, or did you want me to stop here? Venti is okay, lol. Venti is okay. Alright, alright. But as far as stats go, it looks like you didn't build him for support. Looks like you're trying to build him for, like, as a DPS, I guess? I mean, his EM is still pretty high. 212 EM. Not high enough, I would say. I swap this out. I forgot about that. You can skip him. Alright, alright. We'll skip him. We'll skip him. Ito, you have his signature weapon. Artifacts, you have a passive opulent dreams, his best signature set. Constellation, C0. Talents. Oh wow. This is probably your most built character so far that we've seen. Interesting, interesting. Attributes. 85, 180 crit down. Yep, definitely your most built character so far. Really interested to see what stats you rolled. Now, let's start with the flower. Flower, this one isn't really remarkable. Especially the HP stat. He doesn't really need HP, he just needs defense, right? But looks like this was the best one you could find for him. I'm assuming you just got tired of farming for him and you're like, eh, good enough. Makes sense. Now for your feather, you have crit rate, crit damage 7%, crit rate 10%, defense 11%, and energy recharge. All good subsets, by the way. Like normally defense is hated by everybody, but not with Ito. Ito loves that. And then for their sands, they have crit damage, crit rate, defense main stat. Makes sense. Although unfortunately, it looks like a lot of it went to HP percent, which is a big ouch. But at least like it was more balanced than most rolls. And then for their goblet, they had geo damage bonus. Makes sense. Crit rate 5%, crit damage 21%. Really nice. And then for their circlet, they have 31% crit rate, main stats, 7% crit damage. It looks like most of it was stolen by flat attack and flat defense, which sucks. And then one time by ER. So that one's copium for sure. But it looks like the only ones that really need improvement is basically just the flower and circlet, both of which are pretty hard to attain. So, but still really good nonetheless, especially with it being at 85% crit rate and 180% crit damage. Honestly, I think you could get away with having crit damage main stat for the circlet, honestly. But that would make your hits less consistent. So it's really up to you. Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I can feel the sweat, blood, and tears going into that character, and then you giving up halfway. Anyways, for Kaza, right? Their talent is at 268, Constellation C0, Artifacts for Resistant Veneer, 4-piece, best set, as a support for sure. And then you have the event weapon at R5, EM Mastery. So I think this one's a pretty good weapon. Honestly, I'm not really sure like how good the effects are for this weapon, but the fact that it has EM main stat, it still works out great for Kaza. And I'm assuming you built him for Elemental Mastery, right? And looking at his Elemental Mastery is 915. And his crit rate, crit damage is 50%, 84%. This one, I don't think I have to look too much into it because it looks like you're just building EM for the most part. So the only ones that really matter is probably your flower and your feather. Yeah, ER, EM, attack. Yeah, it looks like you're just trying to find... You're just trying to get main stats for him. And a lot of EM as much as possible. Feather, you had more luck in getting more EM. 58 Elemental Mastery. And then EM main stat, makes sense. None of the other stats really matter too much, honestly, guys, except for energy recharge. And then same thing with this one. EM. Yeah, makes sense. Solid build. Especially since you're building a free-to-play, from what I can tell. Only thing is that they gotta like work on their burst. That's about it. Other than that, pretty good. Not Venti. About to call Kaza Venti. Kaza is what I meant to say. And then Ayaka. Everybody's favorite crowd character, I guess. And then with them, they built. Wow, you built your basic attack to 9. EM, not EM. Her elemental skill to 5, and then burst to 7. Very interesting. So it looks like you're using her as a on-field DPS from what I can see. And then C0, artifacts, Blizzard Strayer, yeah, her best set. And then weapons, you have Harbinger or Dong. When HP is above 90%, increases crit rate by 28%. Yeah, I forgot. Was this the best 3-star weapon that people recommended? I wasn't too sure. But this is so a solid weapon because it gives a lot of crit damage, surprisingly, for a 3-star weapon. And then also an additional 20% crit rate, which is pretty insane. But that's only above 90% HP. And then as far as crit rate goes, 34%. Remember, guys, that... Actually, I'm not even sure if it's even applying the crit rate already. Because some weapons, they apply the crit rate by default, which is kind of weird. But considering she's cryo, she can also gain even more crit rate from her Blizzard Strayer set. So just keep that in mind. And they got 200% into crit damage. Really good. And then looking at their artifact set, they got, starting with their flower, 20% into crit damage. Flower, 50% into crit rate. I think everything went... Nope, not everything went into crit rate. Because it looks like one roll went into HP, but they got a high roll for a crit rate, which didn't matter. That's pretty much almost 16%. And then for their sands, they got crit rate 9%, crit damage 13%, pretty balanced. Attack main stats. Their goblet, crowd damage run, it makes sense. This one, yeah, I'm assuming this is their best one, and none of the rolls went into crit damage, unfortunately. Especially, that was super unfortunate because most of it went to defense, which sucked. And they had a high roll for crit damage too, which sucked even more. And then for their circlet, they probably went into crit damage, I assumed. No, they actually went into attack percent. But that probably makes sense though. Considering the rolls that they have, this is still a really good circlet. Like most people would go for like crit damage or crit rate, right? I mean, probably crit damage. But with this Ayaka specifically, considering her weapon's a 3-star, I think they needed the extra attack to make up for the lack of basic attack. So, this is actually a pretty good one considering the weapon that Ayaka is using, I would say. So that's actually a very smart choice considering free-to-play, because most free-to-play players wouldn't really actually go for that. So that's actually probably the biggest brain artifact to choose pairing up with this weapon, I would say. So props to you on that one. So I feel like the best free-to-play one is probably your Ayaka. Ito for sure, obviously with his R5, but having his weapon makes it a lot easier. But considering your Ayaka is using Harbinger Dawn, I really like that circlet. Circlet is actually pretty fire. 3% into crit rate, 26% into crit damage, pretty insane. So I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but that's what that's all about. Now let's go with your last character, Nilo. So Nilo, we have the Sapwood Blade, which is a craftable item from Sumeru. I'm not sure if this is her best one, but let's look at it. After triggering burning, quicken, aggravate, spread bloom, hyper bloom, or burgeon, a leaf of conscience will be created around the character for a maximum of 10 seconds. When picked up, the leaf will grant the character 60 EM mastery for 12 seconds. Only one leaf can be generated this way every 20 seconds. This effect can still be triggered if the character is not on the field. Okay, so this is so good weapon for. I'm not sure if it's the best free-to-play weapon for, since I actually haven't really looked into it too much since I have her finished weapon. But looking at it so far, it's still pretty good. And then for talents, they have 397. Really good. C0. Artifacts, they have. It looks like they're maxing out her HP because she does scale off HP, guys. Actually, yeah, with Nilo, I think HP is all you really need. Because for those of you that don't know, one of her talents, for every 1,000 HP past 30,000, she gets like an additional damage boost to her like her dendrocores that she creates. I forgot if it was dendrocores, but I think it's her dendrocores. Not 100% sure, but I'm really sure that her HP is tied to her dendrocores that she creates. So that's why they're at max out HP. Although I'm not sure if 2-piece is the best option. Not sure. But considering they're free to play, it probably is. And then I'm assuming, let's look at their max HP. Their max HP is at 56,000, which is still really good, guys. Like, because like having the weapon makes it a whole lot easier, and with the weapon, hers could probably be easily 60 to 70,000, easy peasy. But let's look at what made this possible. It looks like they're just focusing on HP for the most part, because as far as crit rate, crit damage go, it's not really impressive. So it looks like they're just focusing on HP, which makes sense. And then, yep. Oh wow, this for a build focusing on HP, this is a really good feather. 50% crit damage, 10% crit rate, along with HP subsets. Actually pretty fire. And then everything else, yeah, it looks like you're just going for HP main stat. HP main stat. And then HP main stat, but this one happened to also have good subset rolls as well. Yeah, I like how you're just trying to focus on HP main stat, but then you actually get good subset rolls. It's just like, she doesn't really need it. But it looks like you got lucky regardless, so that's cool. And then, yeah, I think that's it for Sale. I think my favorite character out of this showcase was probably Ayaka. For sure. And then the overall best build was definitely Rito, but my favorite one was Ayaka. Anyways, let's move on to the next person, which is Shadow Reaper. I have your thing all typed out, so let me just enter it. How do I do it? Enter UID. How do I do it? Yours is 637 637 742 742. Yeah, guys, just letting you guys know, this isn't like an official thing that I normally do, so the order is pretty sloppy, but yes, Shadow Reaper is next, just letting you guys know. But I'll try to get through everybody as much as I can. So, we'll see. 742 187. And search. Alright. So, what do you want me to look at, Reaper? Do you want me to look at everybody or very specific characters? Up to you. Hold on, let me finish drinking my water. I literally only had a drop, so there was only a drop of water in that water bottle. See my next, please. Yep. Yeah, Shadow Reaper is next, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but like unfortunately for you is what I meant to say. Then I gotta go. Sorry, can't wait that long. You can do mine later. I'll try to see. Normally I don't do I haven't been doing what do you call it? Account reviews. But we'll see if I have free time next time. This time I just happen to have free time and everybody's asking first, so might as well just do it. Everything. 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 Alright, let's do everything then. Alright. We're gonna start with Shikanoin Hazo, everybody's favorite animal boy. Now, as far as talent goes, it looks like you haven't touched it at all, which makes sense. He's at level 40. C0, artifacts, all random for the most part from what I can see. And then weapons, twin nephrites. I literally have not heard of this one before. Defeating an opponent increases movement speed and attack by 12 seconds for... You know, that's not... Honestly, that's actually not half bad, to be honest, I would say. Especially for, specifically for Hazel, that's actually not that bad. I put a Kiki, not my fair, lol. Alright. And then, as far as artifact goes, 0, 6, 10, 0, 6. Okay. Doesn't look like you're focusing too much on artifacts. Probably what I would recommend for new players, right? If you're trying to max out the damage, before you start farming for like 5-star artifacts, I would immediately go for your feather. Your feather does increase your damage by a whole lot because it flat out increases your basic attack. So if you're looking to increase your attack temporarily, like as a placeholder up until you actually farm for artifacts, I'd always recommend going for feather. If you want to like save some resources but being sparingly with everything else, go for feather. Everything else, looks like you just put whatever. Yeah, it looks like you just put whatever worked. Wow, you have crit damage. Interesting. Like, at where you're at, it probably does, crit damage and crit rate doesn't matter too much. What matters probably more at your level is probably just flat out attack. Unless you somehow got god rolls on 4-star artifacts. But that's my only recommendation for characters that you're using. And then for Sword of Dissension. Oh, you play on PlayStation? Yeah, It's a sort of unique craftsmanship. It does not appear to belong to this world. Yeah, if I'm right, guys, the Sword of Dissension, that's a PlayStation exclusive item. So I believe that you're a PlayStation player, right? Shadow Reaper? I'm trying. Yeah, no worries. I heard Hazel. Yep. I was reviewing their Hazel just now. Keep in mind, they are I think they're a new player, right? Yeah, are you a new player? Because I'm not sure if you play off and on, but looking at your UID, you look like a new player. Now for their Chi-Chi, they have sort of Dissension on them. She does scale off of healing from her attack, so I guess this is a good weapon for her. And then artifacts, they have... Okay, so it looks like for Chi-Chi, right? It looks like you are maxing out her feather to an extent. I'd say you might as well just go all the way, honestly, with her feather. Because the attack is really important for healing. Healing bonus, that's good actually. Oh wow, your Chi-Chi is probably so far your best build from what I can see. And then it looks like you put nothing to the flower. I think it makes sense. I don't think you really need to, honestly. And then for your timepiece, you have attack percent, and then attack percent for Goblin. Yeah, this is actually a decent build for a player who has not reached AR 45. Actually, are you at AR? Yeah, which AR are you at? You are at AR 45. So you can't start farming for weapons. What the heck? So it looks like you just got started, huh? You just got started on building your team. Cool. Yeah, never mind. So it looks like as long as you just continue to just keep on farming some more stuff, you should be fine. But it looks like from looking at the characters you have, you do probably need help with your domains. Anyways, move on to your Wanderer. So let's get the talents. We have 244, Constellation, C0. As far as artifacts goes, you have Flower of Paradise Lost, increases EM. And then you have Desert Pavilion, Chronicle 2-piece animal damage set. So I would definitely recommend the Desert Pavilion Chronicle as a 4-piece set. Because the Flower of Paradise Lost doesn't really offer too much for Wanderer specifically. And then for your Catalyst, you have Eye of Perception. I'm trying to see if this one's a good one for him or not. Normal and charge attack have 50% chance to fire a bolt of perception, doing 270% attack as damage. This bolt can bounce between opponents of a maximum of 4 times. You know, This one's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. If you can get this to R5, that would be even better. But let's look at your attributes. 20% crit rate, 60%, 65% to crit damage. And it looks like you haven't even maxed them out. Yeah, I think you're just in the middle trying to, what do you call it? You're just still trying to find that right artifact, I'm assuming. Now let's look at your flower, ER, defense attack, nothing too crazy. For your flower, defense, HP. Yeah, it looks like you're just trying to get the five stars artifact. And then for circlet, you went with ER. Interesting. I personally probably would have went with attack main stat for this for the sands. But I'm assuming you're just trying to get like the, what do you call it? The 2-piece set. And then for animal damage bonus, you got it for the 4-star. I think you just did it for the animal damage bonus, right? And then for the circlet, attack percent, makes sense. And then all that adds up to 1,100 attack. Okay. Now for Zhao, you have 3, 4, 6 for your talent. C0. Artifacts, you have the Veritascent Veneer, 2-piece. Weapons, you have the White Tassel. Doesn't this one increase? Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of the Black Tassel. The Black Tassel increases HP while the White Tassel increases crit rate. So this is not a bad choice for him. So nothing wrong with that. Now with your flower, you have just crit rate, defense, attack, defense, and it's maxed out. So you just got really unlucky with the crit rate, huh? A lot of it went to defense and defense flat. Very unfortunate. And then for your feather, you have HP, defense, and it doesn't look like, yeah, you haven't leveled up at all, which I probably wouldn't recommend leveling because it doesn't have any good subsets for Joe. So that's a good choice to not focus on that. And then for your timepiece, you chose ER as a main set. I personally would have went with what do you call it? Attack percent for the sands, but that's alright because that's the 4-star artifact, and you're still in the middle trying to like build your characters. And then for your goblet, you have animal damage bonus. Nice, awesome. Actually, what do you mean? 11% into crit damage. Actually, pretty good. And then you have attack percent and then ER. So, and then all of it, from what I can see, it looks like all of it went into crit damage, unless one of them went into attack percent. I'm not really sure about the 4-star rolls, since I don't really level those up too much anymore. And then for your circlet, you have crit damage as your main stat. Interesting. I feel like you don't really need to focus on that too much, considering where you're at. But considering what you're pairing it up with the White Tassel, not a bad choice. Although, for it to actually work, definitely need to invest into more artifacts that have crit rate and crit damage as a subset. By the way, Article, did you see my Benny damage I sent in Discord? Oh yeah, I think I did. Alright, let me look at it just in case. So I think I took a glance. Hold up, let me go check really quick, guys. For general, nope, it's not in general. It's in general. Okay, it's Genshin. Boken the Boken, 67,000. Awesome. Is that like just flat damage without or is that with like melt? Is that the melt effect? Because it looks like you have a cryo or vaporized team in there. That's a lot of damage. Anyways, back to Kazuha. As talents goes, 1, 2, 2. Doesn't look like you leveled them up too much. Looks like you just attained them and are still working on your other 2 characters, which is Zhao and Wander, who seem to be your main DPS for your account. And then Constellation C0, artifacts, no set bonuses, weapons, Favonia Sword. And then stats, 550. Pretty much everything is at base. But with Kazuha, it looks like Oh, are you actually focusing on EM? So 0, 0, 0. So it looks like I think you're just putting random artifacts on. Aside from the goblet, which has EM, that it's actually a good choice because he does scale he does scale not scale, but he does work best as a support. And then you have EM circlet too, even more impressive. Although you haven't really leveled up anything. But considering that you just hit AR 45, I don't think you should level up anything and just focus on these two for now. But considering what you're going for before you hit AR 45, that's actually pretty good. Now for your Mona, for your talents, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Oh, okay. Illusionary Torrent doesn't count, so it's really 1, 2, 2. Constellation C0 artifacts. It looks like Vermilion Hereafter, 2 piece. And where is it? Confirm. Yeah, it looks like you haven't leveled anything up either. Makes sense because you're still working on your other characters. Weapons. Do you have Otherworldly Story? ER. Actually a good choice for Mona. Especially if that's your best weapon. Because for Mona, she does scale off of ER, kind of like Raiden. So not a bad choice. And then the skills for this build is picking up an elemental energy or particle recovers 1% HP. So the skill itself isn't really super useful, but the main stat from this catalyst weapon is a good choice, I'd say. And then for Chongyun, we have 111, no talents invested. Constellation, C0. Artifacts, you have instructor piece, 2 piece for EM, surprisingly. And as far as leveling goes, doesn't look like you level them up too much. It looks like you just slapped on some artifacts, which makes sense because you're still building them. And then for weapons, Skyrider Greatsword, base attack and physical damage. So you're building him as a physical DPS. That might be tough considering his elemental skill. But if you have this weapon for Eula or something, or Zenyon, this would actually work pretty well. And I'm not sure if you have those characters, by the way, so I'm just saying that. And Xiangling, you have her at level 60. Okay. Alright, so she's another one of your more built characters. Now, as far as weapons goes, you have the Crescent Pike. That's a craftable weapon from what I remember, right? Talents, you have 222, Constellation, C0. And then, as far as artifact goes, even lower. Doesn't look like you invested all that much into her. And it looks like you have increased incoming healing set, 2-piece Traveling Doctor, crit damage, HP, attack, defense. Yeah, it looks like you were just slapping stuff onto her, right? No worries though, because I can already tell that you're really focusing on Zhao and Wanderer. Especially looking at how leveled these artifacts are. So, no worries. Everything will come together in due time. It's just a lot of time investment into artifacts, really. That's all it is. Yes, it was the best I could find. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, don't worry. We're not being like super hard on you or anything, because like you just hit AR 45 and you're at the point where you're just starting to farm for artifacts. So no worries. I can already tell that off the bat that you're really trying to get Wanderer and Zhao. Like either Wanderer or Zhao. Especially since they're both level 70. So no worries. I got unlucky. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's all RNG with artifacts. But if you want the fastest results, here's just what I would recommend, right? So with Wanderer and Zhao, you're gonna build them pretty much almost the same. Obviously, you're gonna be farming the Desert Pavilion Chronicle set, which is I think this one, right? Is it this one? I don't even know which one is which. Yeah, I think it's this one. I'm not sure. Blessing Desert Citadel. Let's check it. Yeah, you're gonna be farming. Yep, you're gonna be farming this set. okay. But even if you don't get the full set right, what you should be working on is just level up your feather. Don't worry about the stats, okay? The stats can be whatever. If you want the fastest results, I'd say go for attack timepiece instead of ER timepiece. Right? It doesn't matter if it has like crap substat, just go for it. Because you just want your characters to be strong enough for them to farm your artifacts for you. That makes sense. You just want them to be strong enough, and then once you get the main stats, so for this one, you just want attack percent, animal damage bonus, which is good, and then this one, preferably a really good crit damage or crit rate circlet, but you can go for flat attack as well if you just want to focus on damage. Like it won't be a lot, but your damage will be more consistent, if that makes sense. But off the bat, level up the feather, and then switch this one out to be attack main stat whenever you get a good Desert Pavilion Chronicle piece for this one. What's the point of the ball inside Rabone? You're talking about the Japanese drink? It's just so that way people don't chug it down. They're just forcing people to take sips. That's it. But yeah, pretty much, you're gonna be building Zhao the same way. Actually, I'm not even sure. I forgot if Zhao's best artifact set changed, because I know some other people, right, have been farming Zhao's artifacts in this domain over here. Like, what does this one even do? So this one increases attack 2-piece, and then when normal attacks hit opponents, there is a 36% chance that it will trigger Valley Right, which will increase normal attack damage by 70%. This effect is spelled after a normal attack deals. If a normal attack fails to trigger it, I'm not sure if that's the one. What about this one? Let's see. After using an elemental burst, this character will gain Descent Light effect, increasing their attack by 8% for 16 seconds. When the character's HP decreases, their attack will further increase by 10%. This will further increase. Can occur this way of maxing out 4 times. This effect can only be triggered once every 0.8 seconds. Descent Light will be. Yeah, so I think people have been using this set on Zhao for Million Hereafter. So I'm not really sure though. But if you want to be safe about Zhao's build, the Viridescent set is still a solid option for him. This thing over here, the animal set over here. This one is still a solid option. So if you're unsure about this set over here, right, then just go with the Viridescent.
读书并不会让人变聪明。
I want
看看
2
教
pieces
英
attack
语
for
的
my
那些家
Zhao.
伙就知道了。
Yeah, my Zhao is pretty garbage. Like, look at my Zhao. Crazy. The only thing carrying him, I don't even have him max because I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to collect these flowers. All right. 63, 144. Only because I have Primordial Jade Spear at 90. That's probably the only reason why. And then the artifact set I'm using is this one. Still pretty solid. Like the artifacts, the artifact rolls aren't that great. Well, this one is actually pretty good. This one's pretty good. 19% crit damage, 7% crit rate. And they're all 4 good substats. And then this one is like, I got the lucky number 777 for my HP. Got the Devil's Luck, guys. Well, that ain't the Devil's Luck. That would be 666, huh? But I got the gambling luck. Is what I meant to say. And then for my timepiece, I have main stat attack, crit damage 22%. That one's like alright. And then animal damage bonus. This one's really good. I was really surprised. And then for my circlet, I have attack main set. Preferably, I was trying to find a crit damage main set for my circlet, but I couldn't find a good one. So this is the best one I could find. So having that versus like a crappy circlet can make a huge difference in terms of damage, just damage output and consistency. So that's why like at the moment I don't think you have to worry too much about crit rate, crit damage. It is nice having them, but like it doesn't really amount to much if your overall stats are pretty garbage, you know. So that's why for your Zhao or in your Wanderer, when you get your timepiece, just focus on getting main stat attack. Doesn't matter what the other subsets are. This one I just happen to have a good roll for crit damage, but like looking at my artifact set, the only thing impressive is probably my crit rate being at like, you know, 63. But that's only because of my weapon. So no worries. Yeah, with your situation, don't stress too much about the main stat. I mean, about the subsets, okay? Go for the main stats, and then once you have the main stats all leveled up and everything, then go for the subsets that you want. That's what you want to do. Otherwise, you're going to hold yourself back by a large margin just waiting for good subsets. Because in reality, in Genshin, you're probably not going to get the subsets you want until after like 2 months or 3 months. And even then, some people don't even get it like me. So that's just my advice to you. Is don't sweat the substats too much. Just go for the main stats that you really need. And then just work your way up from there. If that makes sense. Then you'll see a big difference in damage once you start getting to that stage. Anyways, who is next? So I've done the new player, right? And I did Shadow Reaper Sole. Who was next? Axel Blaze? Yeah, Axel Blaze. Are you in the NA server? I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, what's my owl height I'm even at anyway? Oh yeah, his freaking that crit rate freaking sucks. But my crit damage is actually pretty fire. What the heck? Oh, that's because of my weapon. It gives 88% to crit damage. This is literally the equivalent of Yelan's weapon. I just realized that. Because if you look at the base attack and crit damage, I think it's literally the same. Hold up, let me find Yelan. Or Yelan. Yeah, it's literally like 88.2% crit damage. And then how much was the attack? 542. And then if we go to freaking Alhide them, 542, 8.2% crit damage. Yeah, what the heck? That's crazy. Whoa. Yeah. I never realized that till now. Me, Nihida. Are you in the NA server, Nihida? I know I'm keen, not sure where. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did ask first. Alright, guys. Whoever puts their UID in first, we'll go next, because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, normally, if I had a stream prepared for reviews, which I have not been doing at all recently, I'll admit. I usually have like a queue in place, but because I didn't set that up before stream, I'm kind of like too lazy to bring it up now. But yeah, post your guys' UID. I added you. Oh, okay. I think I remember you. Hold up, let me let me go. Let me go. So what do you guys want me to review though? Here, let me copy and paste your ID, Nihida. That way I don't forget it. Paste. Okay, there. We're gonna do voices first since I just remembered. Like they said, they're literally in my friend thing, I think. Wait, are they here? Oh, Elk's voice. Is that? I'm assuming that's you. Didn't I review you before? I could have sworn I reviewed you before. Elk voice is me, but they entered it so they can go. Okay. All right. You're very nice voices. I'll go with them then. All right, let's go paste. Oh, it doesn't include the dashes. Okay, hold up. And then 0 to 1. Alright, let's search. Huh? Did I enter that right? 622 844 021. Search. UID does not exist. Are you sure you entered that right? My the look not account. Alright. Yeah, did I enter your UID right? Because this is the thing, right? Enter UID 622 844 844 021 021. Search. Okay. I don't know what was wrong. I don't know what was wrong. I guess I just had to enter it manually that time. Alright, so it looks like you only have 4 characters that you want to show off. With them being the 4 Archons, so interested to see what that is. We will start with Venti since he's on the left. It looks like, oh, I just noticed they put it in the specific order in which they came out too. Venti, with Monset, Liyue, Inazuma, and then also obviously Sumeru. So, like the little detail right there off the bat. Alright, now let's look at your talents. Triple Crown, C0, Artifacts, Reticent Veneer, 4-piece set, makes sense, that's his best one. And you have LG for the end. That's his signature weapon. Oh yeah, and then for those of you guys that don't know, like even if you got Venti in the beginning, they did not have a signature weapon. Like they had the standard weapon as a signature weapon, which is kind of weird. But like later, you could then attain LG then. So they've been waiting a long time to get that, I'm assuming, right? Now, for attributes, I would assume you're going to be building Elemental Mastery, right? Which it looks like you are, 678. Crit rate, 17. Crit damage, 101. But considering that you're building EM, hopefully you're not putting a crit damage circler on there. Because like if you're building EM, then you probably don't need the crit damage. I'm assuming the crit damage just happens to be a byproduct of the subsets, so we'll see. And then for your flower, you got crit damage, 14%, 9%, attack and defense. And then for your flower, crit damage, crit rate, HP, and Elemental Mastery, 58. The Elemental Mastery is probably the most important one, 58. And that's a lot going to EM that time. And then you got EM main stat, crit damage, HP, attack. It looks like you're just focusing on the main stat. Makes sense. And then for your gauntlet, main stat EM, makes sense. And then you got main stat for your circlet as well. So it looks like crit damage was just a byproduct of the subset, so which is good. So they're making full use of their Venti as a support, especially with LG for the end. Really, it's basically the best support bow weapon in the game at the moment. I still don't have it, by the way. I'm hoping to get it since I just got Freedom Sworn for Kaza, which Kaza's weapon is the best support sword weapon in the game. Whereas, you know, the equivalent of that is this weaponry here, the bow. Nice Venti, nice Venti. Now for Zhongli, you do not have in Triple Crown like Venti, but you do have his Burst and Elemental Skill Triple Crown. Not Triple Crown, Crown is what I meant to say. And then for Constellations, you do have C1. Cool, cool. That allows you to make 2 catalysts, right? And then C2 allows you to give shield to everybody. So the next step is just getting C2 only if you care about co-op. Some people care about it, some people don't. But I definitely know if you were in co-op, people would love you for having C2. But anyways, for their artifact set, they have Tenacity of the Mill, 4-piece, so they're definitely building them as support for sure. Weapon, Black Tassel, same thing I have actually too. Black Tassel is the most go-to weapon for Zhongli. It's like it's so easy to use, like so easy to build. Don't have to worry about, like with Zhongli, he's just so easy. And then with your HP at
这可惜故事
55,000 max
何日再
HP.
见。
Ay. That's crazy. I think mine is a little bit lower. So you might have gone really lucky in your substats for HP, huh? So with your flower, you have HP 16% into your subset. Nice. So yeah, like with mine only, I don't have anything that high for substats for HP percentage. So that's pretty cool. And then for your flower, you got HP 11%. So another 10% from into your feather. Your feather. And then for your sands, you went HP main set as well. Doesn't look like you got too lucky with the sets, but you're like, whatever. He only needs HP. Which I completely agree with, because that's all you need to do. Especially if you're just using him for his shield only. And then for its goblet, HP as well. Nothing remarkable about the subsets. I mean, I guess attack and ER is whatever, but it looks like from the looks of it, you're just focusing on main set. And then you got also one main set with the circlet. Nothing remarkable about the subset. It looks like you're just focusing on main sets. Yeah, probably the best artifact is probably the flower, mainly because you get 60% percent to HP. So that's cool. Pretty solid. So yeah, and then all that adding up to 55,000 max HP. That shield is never gonna break. Now for the more interesting ones. Yeah, Raiden and Nihida in particular tend to have a more strict build, I would say. But I feel like Nihida might be easier. Really depends on if you're going for damage or using her as a support. Some people like to do both, so Nihida could be tricky. But we're going to be starting at Raiden. So as far as talents goes, you have her Triple Crown, Constellation C2. So that means this Raiden has the potential to hit 1 million in this single target hit. But that really depends on their team composition for Raiden. But they've already met that point, which is cool. And then for their artifact set, they had the NSFW Fate 4-piece, her best artifact set. And as weapons go, they have her signature weapon, even better. Now let's look at attributes. So for crit rate, crit damage, this is actually pretty similar to what I have. The only difference is that you have probably 10% more in crit rate than me, which I envy. And then the crit damage is only like 5% lower than what I have. So pretty similar to my build. And then probably the biggest difference, I would say, is their ER. My ER is at 300%, but their ER is at 278, which is still really good because for Raiden, you always want to aim between 250% and 300%, like we mentioned before. So that is still a really solid. These are still really solid stats. It's really hard to get Raiden to 200% crit damage because her weapon and her Ascension stat does not cover crit rate or crit damage. So, which makes Raiden really hard to build for crit rate and crit damage specifically. But this is pretty much the stats that most people aim for as a minimum. At least 50% crit rate and at least 150 crit damage. But if you can get right into 200% crit damage, that's like a godsend. But with their Raiden as C2, along with having their signature weapon, and then also having Venti's, bow and whatnot, they actually have the potential to get their Raiden to 1 million electro damage for a single target burst. Not single target, but one hit burst. It's not single target. Single target would mean that it only hits one enemy, but hers hits whoever is in front of her. But yeah, this is a good Raiden build. A+. Yeah, the only person that has S+ for their Raiden is Luke Rosin over here, because he can actually get his Raiden to 200% crit damage. He has insane luck with his rolls. With his artifact build, so like that Nihida. I mean, not like that Nihida, like that Raiden. Now for Nihida's a bit tricky. With Nihida, you want her EN to be at 1,000, but you don't want it to be like anything more than 1,000. Especially when you consider her burst gives additional additional elemental mastery, but that really depends if you really care about maxing out Nihida's damage. But let's look at their attributes to see what they're building. So off the bat, we can see they have 1,000 EM, which is pretty much the number that you want to hit for Nihida. Although I would say that having it at 1,000 exactly may be a bit excessive, but they can't help that because, you know, her signature weapon gives a ton of what do you call it? Ton of EM. Also, did I even look at her talents? Yeah, they also have her triple crown, and they have her at C3. C3. This is their highest constellation out of all the archons that they have at the moment. So their Nihida slaps. Their Nihida slaps. And then they have the Deepwood Memory set, 4-piece, her best set. Weapons are 2, 1,000 Floating Dreams. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, this Nihida slaps probably, huh? And then for their attributes, 30%, 81% crit damage. The crit damage could be higher, but considering they have constellations on her, especially covering C2, their Nihida is gonna do a lot of damage either way. So nothing to sweat about, honestly. Now as for artifacts, so let's see what they focus on. Probably EM, because their EM is at 1,000. But for their flower, they had 42 into EM, which is good. Probably the only unfortunate thing is that a lot of it went to flat attack, but at least a good portion went into EM as well. Now for their feather, 12% crit damage, 9% crit rate, and then 40%, not 40%, 40 EM elemental masteries points, which is good. So this is a pretty solid feather. And then for their timepiece, they have EM main set, crit damage, attack, and then HP. Preferably, it would have been better if it went to crit damage, but it's alright. Nihida does super well with EM, so it doesn't really matter too much. And then for their goblet, they went with 187 elemental mastery, attack, defense, and then a lot of energy recharge for that one. So this one, it looks like they're just going for EM main set. And then for the circlet, they also went with EM main set, same as I would. And then yeah, this is a pretty normal Nihida build. I think they didn't really care too much. They were just going for EM main set. But what I would say though, considering that you already have a lot of EM in the first place, if you want to increase your Nihida's damage output, like you'd probably be fine with switching this out with a Dendro goblet. The reason why is because you have this weapon. Like with this weapon, like your EM won't be at 1,000 exactly, but remember, if you use your burst, that increases everybody's elemental mastery by large amounts. So just keep that in mind. So with her burst, even without the main stack goblet being EM, you probably would still meet the 1,000 elemental mastery requirement for Nihida. So if you want to max out her damage even more, I'd recommend switching out to the Dendro damage bonus. But if you don't really care about that at all, and you're just focusing on Hyper Bloom or just reaction damage as a whole, then you probably don't have to worry about it. But that's just my recommendation if you're going for damage, because you already have more than enough elemental mastery just from looking at all that. Anyways, nice build. My your right hand was probably my favorite one. Mainly because your right hand is very similar to mine. Because like if you look at my right hand, right? Like, where's my right hand? Where is she? If you look at my attributes, mine are pretty similar. Like my crit damage is slightly higher, but your crit rate is definitely way better than mine. And then the other better thing I have is 300% ER. But for your crit rate, crit damage, it's pretty similar to mine. So, and the fact that you have pretty much all the weapons and probably the characters that you need for 1 million damage for Raiden, you can probably hit 1 million. Maybe not. I'm not sure. That's just up to you. Anyways, who was the next person in line? That was Voice, right? Don't worry, I didn't forget you. I asked that question, but it was a rhetorical question because I already knew. So let's go to up voices, and he wants me to review everything, right? We'll just go over everybody, okay? First off, we're gonna start Kirara. Oh yeah, by the way, voices will be our last person that we're revealing. Just letting you guys know, because after this, I have to get off because I'm already at the 2-hour mark. But I'm willing to review everything because I care about you guys so much. Okay, very much, very much. That's not sarcasm, by the way, guys. I'm being serious. Anyways, for their Kirara, they have 555 for their talents. C0. So it looks like they just want to get her, just to have her. And for the Deepwood memories, they have the Deepwood memories. To be honest, I'm not really sure what Kirara should be built. I know she's Dendro, right? But I'm not really sure what her best artifact set is because I don't have her. So I never really bothered to look into it. But he is using the Deepwood memories, so can't go wrong with that. It's Dendro, so, and she's Dendro, so it's whatever. And then it looks like you're building her as a support since you put this weapon, the Alley Flash. Actually, yeah. Where does the Alley Flash? Is that a limited time weapon? Because I don't think I have that weapon. And then, yeah, this one's a good one, mainly because of the main stat that you get, which is Elemental Mastery, and then increases damage dealt by the character equipping this weapon by 12%. Taking damage disables this effect for 5 seconds, which is cool because I think Kirara, she gives herself a shield, right? So she's not gonna lose this buff anytime she uses her skill. And then for your attributes, you have 2150. It looks like, yeah, from looking at your artifact set, it looks like you're just still leveling them up. But let's see what you have. Looks like you're focusing on HP, which makes sense because if she has a shield, I'm assuming it scales off of HP. Yeah, it looks like you're not really focusing too much on getting the best stats. Yeah, your feather, your best stats, probably your crit rate, and then you got 17% of defense. The pain. And then yeah, main stats, HP main stat, and then HP. This is quite the interesting one because I can't really tell if you're building her for support. I mean, she is a support. Actually, never mind. Yeah, she is support either way. Doesn't matter. But it looks like you're making her like a hybrid of some sort with the EM and then HP. I probably would have just went with the HP, honestly. But I don't know how Kirara is built, so it's whatever. I'm assuming you know what you're doing, so I'll leave it as that. Now let's go review their Diluc, since I know not all of you have seen his Diluc. So we'll look at his Diluc again. For his talents, he has him Triple Crown, Constellation, C1. Artifacts, you have the Crimson Witch Flames, 4-piece, his best, should be his best set, right? And then weapon, they have the Beacon of the Red Sea. That's the Sinister weapon, but still a really good weapon overall. For most Claymore users, especially with her main stat being crit rate, so that makes building crit rate and crit damage that much easier. And then with all that, you have 87% crit rate and 166% into crit damage. So pretty nothing major. Probably the only thing that's above average is definitely the crit rate. And I'm assuming the weapon has a large part in that, so that makes sense. Now for their flower, they have 27% to crit damage. Dang. That's some big numbers, big boy numbers. And then for their feather, they have 40% crit rate, not 40% crit rate, 40% crit damage, 9% crit rate. Pretty normal. And then for their timepiece, attack main stat, crit rate 10%. Yeah, that's really good. Getting any crit rate subset to 10% is pretty much what you want to be aiming for if you have any what do you call it, crit rate subset. Although considering that you have the Beacon Red Sea, probably don't need crit rate that much. And then for your gauntlet, you have attack main stat, which is surprising. But I'm assuming you did that because these are some really good subsets, so I'll let it slide. Because you got 12% crit damage, 10% crit rate, and then you got ER and attack. So all good subsets. And then for your circlet, you have 62 You have crit damage main stat, but no, you have no crit rate, unfortunately. But it doesn't really matter because you have 80% crit rate, so it doesn't matter too much. Oops, I said out of that. And that is the end of the showcase. Now for official, they have her almost maxed out with so 8, 10, and then I'm assuming that's an 8 too, right? Yeah, that's probably 8, I think. Anyways, looks like you're just leveling up official specifically for Oz, because I see that Knight Rider is maxed out. Which is that's what I use my official for too, honestly. And then for constellation, C6 artifacts, 2-piece, only 1 2-piece. I would probably go like if you're using official just for Oz, you probably want 2-piece because Oz scales off of base attack, not base attack, but like just attack percentage overall. Don't confuse it with Bennett's burst skill where it's only base attack. With Oz, his scale is off of attack overall, which is cool. So if you want to max out Oz, 2-piece is probably the best way to go, I would say. And as far as weapon goes, the stringless is a good option too. Does increase your his skill damage by a good bunch, especially if you get it to R5. But from what I can see, you have at R2, which is still pretty good, but at level 80 ascension for the weapon, I guess. And then as far as attributes go, not too spectacular, but the attack is still pretty much up there, so that's good at least. Still working on him for the most part. Decided I'm going to focus him because sick of seeing him not done. Yeah, no worry. Sorry, that was the granola bar. Anyways, yeah, my hat RNG pains me. Yeah, still working on talent. She's C6. Yeah, C6 official is awesome. She's also my first 4-star character to reach C6 as well. Is she? Or is it Barbara? I think it might have actually been Barbara, but I like to think that official was my first C6 4-star, but we'll see. Or feather solid. Alright, we'll look at the artifacts. First we'll start with the flower. Yeah, your flower is pretty solid too. Yeah, you got 3%, you got a high roll for crit rate. None of it went to crit rate, but at least it was a high roll. And then 21% to crit damage. And then ER, and then 1 roll went into HP. So it's like that's still a good set, regardless, I would say. And then for your feather, you said look at your feather. What the heck? What the heck? I was expecting something really different. Not 100 EM. Not 100 EM on your feather. What the heck? Like if you're building a Dendro character or something, or any character that required EM, this is the feather to put on them. That's funny. Anyways, for their timepiece, they went attack main stat. They got crit rate, EM, HP defense. It looks like just crit rate was the best one that they had. Almost 10%. I saw call one because at least it's close to 10% in terms of crit rate. And then so you chose electro damage bonus. So for all specifically, I think it really depends. I think it really depends on the substats. But considering the subsets, if you want to like max out Oz, right, attack percent for the goblet would probably be better, I'd say. Because what do you call it? Because you know how Oz scales off of just attack percentage? That's why you probably want to go for attack percentage for the goblet. But if your goblet was if your electro damage goblet was super good, then I'd go for electro. But if you have a better attack goblet with better substats or something, then I would actually go for that instead. But if that's your best one at the moment, then all good. And then for your circlet, you went flat attack as well, main stat. Yeah, it looks like you're still working on her. Yeah, her feather's solid. Yeah, you baited me. You're trolling me with that feather. 100 EM. Nah, the feather, yeah, I'll still keep that feather, honestly, because you don't know who might need that 100 EM on that substat, so we'll see. Anyways, for your Bennett, you have 3, 6, 7. The reason why I didn't say 9 is because that's because of constellation. So without constellation, that would be a 6. So yeah, that's his talents. And then for constellation, that's C4, pretty solid. The only thing you just got it in C5, and then he's perfect, I guess. I mean, really with Bennett, you only need C3. Everything else is just like extra. But like yeah, my Bennett's at C6, so at least yours didn't reach that point. I'll do that at some point. It's on her for now. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Now for Bennett, right? Bennett is an easy character to build, honestly. But from what you're showing in Discord, somebody was showing something. But was it you that was showing your Bennett in Discord? Anyways, Noblesse Oblige. It looks like you are using him as a support. Otherwise you would have to use a completely different artifact set. But and then your attributes 17%, 70% crit damage. And then you built a lot of EM. I'm surprised you built a lot of EM because I don't think Bennett really needs EM at all. Like as a support, I would actually build him just with HP, but it looks like you're I guess with Bennett it doesn't really matter because like with Bennett the only thing that matters is the weapon that you put on him, and if that's your best weapon that you put on him, then you're pretty much set. Because like with Bennett's burst, if you want to get the most amount of attack, it's just basic attack, which includes base attack for the weapons as well. And the fact that you have this weapon, I'm assuming this is your best one. So whatever you do with his other stats really doesn't matter. If you want to focus on heals, HP is the way to go. If you're not focusing on heals, then it's just whatever. It's just whatever you go for. Yeah, so with Bennett's kind of weird like that. He's really easy to build. And then for your flower, nothing too crazy. Wait, what the freak? 82 elements of mastery. 82 elements of mastery. What the heck? I just saw that. And then for your feather, you have crit rate, energy recharge. Energy recharge is good. He definitely does need the ER. And then the fact that you also have his weapon, Skyward Blade, helps a lot as well. And then for your timepiece, you have HP. HP helps a lot with your healing. I'm so surprised that you went, yeah, but that's whatever. I guess you can do whatever you want. Because Bennett's just like that. And then you got attack percent, HP. Sorry, I keep on going up and down. And then you went EM for his goblets. Yeah, I'm kind of like wondering, what are you trying to accomplish with this Bennett? Like, there's nothing wrong with your Bennett because like you don't actually like with Bennett you can do that. I'm just like wondering, what is the thought process behind the EM? I think I showed his build. Have that one in Arukubox. Oh, okay. I guess you're just having Skyward Blade so that way you can get his burst out more frequently. Because Aquilina Favonia is the best one in terms of damage support output with Bennett's burst, but it doesn't have ER. So having Skyward Blade does help with consistency of using his burst. But if you want the max amount, Aquilina Favonia is the best one. But in terms of efficiency, Skyward Blade definitely makes sense. Let's see, melt with Chongyun. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, went for high ER with him. Yeah, I can see that. Now for your Diona does scale off max HP, so let's see what you built her as. Max HP 25, so her HP is pretty normal. Weapon, you have Favonia's Forbo. Looks like you're just trying to spam a burst for something, right? Artifacts, you have more ER. Okay. And then for Diona, you have her a C5. You're just one short. Yeah, her C-side is actually really fire. Like, if you're trying to build her as a support, especially with EM, her C-side is really, really strong. And then as far as talent goes, you have her... Oh, wow, you invested quite a bit amount in her. You have 7, 8, and what is it, 7? Yeah, 7, 8, and 7 for your talents. Now for your artifact, let's see what you're trying to go for here. She's on a duct tape build like my official. Okay, that makes sense. So you got healing bonus for your circlet. Looks like you're building her as a healer. Looks like you're building her as a healer instead of a shielder, huh? Yeah, Diana, she's like a shielder, healer, and a buffer. All in one. That's what's so great about her. Although, the buffer part is mainly unlocked after she reaches C6, so... That's the thing. So you're almost there. You're almost there. You just gotta get her one more time. Anyways, for your flower, you got HP, attack, ER. Probably the best one is probably the HP and ER. Mainly because you want to be able to use her burst a lot. And then the HP for her shield, because she scales off of that. Her shield scales off of HP. And then for her feather, you have ER, attack, crit rate, HP. Best one is HP for sure. And then you got HP main stat. And then you got ER as a substat. Defense, crit damage, attack. Probably the best thing was ER for the substats. And then for your goblet, you're building HP. Makes sense. HP flat, 77.7. And then you got crit damage, attack, EM. Not a bad one, not a bad one. Yeah. For a duct tape build, this is actually pretty solid. Although having the artifact set for her is probably better, but for a duct tape build, I'd say that's pretty solid. And then for Favonia's Warbow, makes sense. Next one is Mona. Mona, I'm kind of excited to see because Mona is my first 5-star. Also, my highest 5-star in terms of constellations for standard. And then for your Mona, you invested into her quite a bit, 788, probably more so than Diana. Constellations, see 0. Artifacts, you have Nymph Streams. Is she also on a duct tape build? And then for your catalyst, you have the Mappa Mara, at least R5. So that's pretty good. Triggering an elemental reaction grants 16% elemental damage bonus for 10 seconds. So that might help her for burst attributes. We'll see. And then as far as attributes go, nothing really impressive about EM, crit rate, or crit damage. And then ER, yeah, it looks like a duct tape build. Which set bonus? With Diana, yeah, if you're building her as a support, Tenacity and the Meld is a really good pair. Especially if you have another character in the party, like Rosario or something, that has Noblesse Oblige or something. Because if you pair Noblesse Oblige and Tenacity of the Meld together in terms of like support for your DPS characters, you get a ton of attack. Because like Noblesse Oblige, you can't stack the attack buff with another Noblesse Oblige. So the way to get around that is by basically having Bennett in the party with Noblesse Oblige, which is what you already have. And then if you have Diana in the party with Tenacity of the Millith, which also increases your attack when your elemental skills hit, you're basically just putting 2 attack buffs on top of each other, which gives you a lot of attack damage for your DPS characters on top of Bennett's burst. And then if you can get Diana to C6, your damage for your meld teams will be even higher. So it's just one day you will. One day you will. Yes, but pretty decent stats. I'm eventually swapping that weapon for the Song one when I level it. Song one. What is the Song one? Is that the Wizard? Nah, it's not the Wizard. It's something else. I think I know what you're talking about. Anyways, let's see. Let's look at the stats. So you said pretty decent stats. For your flower, nothing remarkable. Except for the flat defense 58. I can sense the pain in that one. And then for HP defense, oh yeah. None of it went into that's so sad. None of it went into crit damage. It went to HP, attack, and defense, but none of it went to crit damage, and that crit damage was a high roll too. Big rip. And then for your For your timepiece, this is actually the best one I've seen so far for your Mona. Crit damage, crit rate, EM, ER. She definitely does need a ER. ER scales really greatly with Mona, for sure. And then for your goblet, you have hydro damage bonus, makes sense. HP attack, and then 50% to crit damage. Could be better, but definitely not the worst for sure. So I give that a pass. And then for your circlet, you went with crit rate, attack, crit damage, ER. Yeah, definitely that one definitely needs some improvement, but considering that you're still working on here, that makes sense. This just surprises me because it looks like just looking at your talents, you invested quite a bit in here, just not into the artifacts I see. Now for your Xiangling, for your talents, you have 5, 4, and 5. Not too high. Constellation C0. Artifacts, no artifact set. Weapons, you have the prototype Star Glitter. That's a pretty good free to play weapon for her. Especially since you only really need her for her burst for the most part. But the fact that you have no set bonuses on her is a big L. Big L. Set the flower, it hurt. Yeah, I see. I noticed. Recently made her DPS build something to revisit. I've had her for a long time. She's a work in progress also. I can tell. I can tell. I know you wouldn't purposely do this. Anyways, let's look at the flower. Flower. Oh wow. The flower is actually pretty good. Crit rate, crit damage, 3%, 23%, and then attack. HP is whatever. For your flower. Yeah, if you're wondering what Xiangling's best artifact is, it's actually this set right here. What is this? The Severed and MM Plate. Yeah, the Severed and MM Plate. That's the Raiden Shogun one, if you're wondering. That one is the Inazuma domain. Since you've been farming it, since you've been farming the Shimenawas, you should know which one that is. But this set is the best one for Xiangling, if you're wondering. And then for the timepiece, you have ER. Makes sense. You want to keep her burst up as much as possible. Power damage bonus. Yeah, I'd go for that too. Mainly for a burst. And for crit damage, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for the set, the sets are actually pretty solid. But definitely having the 4-piece set will make a huge difference for sure. And then attributes, 26, 165 crit damage. Wow, that's really good. Yeah, if those stats were all for a 4-piece, then that would have been really great. But because you don't have the 4-piece, it's like whatever. And the fact that it looks like, yep, you still don't have her at the max level yet. Level 70 Ascension at the moment. Alright, now for the final character. The big finale, guys. Now for the Raiden, they have her Triple Crown, awesome. C0, Artifacts, Amulet of Severed Fate, her best set. Weapons, you have the Cash, R5, a lot of dedication. And then, as far as stats go, let's see if you meet the standards. So for crit rate, that is pretty low. For crit rate and crit damage, you are below the standard. For crit rate, you definitely at least 40%. Okay, that's where I'm at too. And you can still make that up with food buffs and whatnot. But for Raiden, the minimum that most people like to go for is 50% crit rate. But if you want to go the very minimum, 40% is good too. And then for crit damage, the minimum for Raiden you want to have is 150%. And it looks like you're 9% short. But I don't blame you, because farming for Raiden the artifact is really difficult. Especially with the fact that her weapon and her ascension stats don't cover crit damage or crit rate. So no worries. And then for ER, that is the only one out of all the 3 substats where you do meet the minimum requirement, which is 250% ER. So for that one, you do meet the minimum requirement, which is cool. But the crit rate and crit damage definitely does need some work. But I'm not really faulting you for that for anything, because I know it's really hard farming for those artifacts. It sucks. Now let's see what makes all that possible. For your flower, you have 7% crit rate, 7% crit damage, and then you got ER and attack percent. It looks like attack percent stole all of it, It's not the best. It's not the best artifact, but it ain't the worst. So that one is like, it's like alright. It's alright. You kind of wish it all went to crit rate and crit damage, but it could have been worse. It could have been worse. It could have been defense. So that's the thing. And then for your feather, you have crit rate, crit damage. Again, it looks like it only went into crit rate once, and then the rest went into ER and EM. And again, it's like it's the same thing with your flower. It looks you had the substance, it just went into the wrong ones. The ER though, probably very necessary though, because you know you basically met the 250% energy recharge requirement just barely. And then for your timepiece, you have attack main stat, energy recharge, a lot of elemental mastery. Wow, you're just getting lucky with this elemental mastery, huh? And then crit damage, attack. For 3 artifacts in a row, you had 3 good substats for 3 artifacts so far. You just don't have the right rolls. That's the thing. Really unfortunate. And then for your goblet, you went with attack percentage, which makes sense because that's probably your best one at the moment. And you're able to hit 7% with crit rates, and then 13% energy recharge. And then for your circlet, you went crit damage main set, and for this one, you got no luck whatsoever. I think I'm in the same boat for this one as well. I'm not too sure, but definitely you want to aim for ER and crit rate is what I meant to say. But I'm assuming you just didn't get lucky, which I don't fault you with, because firing for Raiden's artifact it's really tough. Spent 3 months in the MM domain, nothing to show for it. Same. Yeah, like I mean, like I did get some improvements, but it wasn't anything spectacular. So I don't blame you. But nice showcase. A lot of them have pretty solid stats. It's just a lot of them just didn't have like either the full set or like the right substat rolls, you know. But all of it is mainly RNG. But I see that you're good at building your characters at the very least. Yeah, my Diluc and Raiden hat RNG sucks. Yeah, I think I got sort of lucky in my Raiden. Let's see. Yeah, this is my circlet. I got 10% to crit rate and then 17% to energy recharge, which is really good because, like, considering if you look at my thing, I have my ER at exactly 300%, which is really good. But I don't need to focus on my Raiden anymore because my Raiden finally hits 1 million damage, so all good. My Raiden is all in the clear. She's all okay. Although I kind of wish I got her crit damage to 200%. That would be super awesome. That's whatever. I can still use you in the spiral list at the very least. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for coming to my stream. Like to review your accounts. That was fun. And see you guys either in Discord or next time I stream.